Today is officially the first day of planting. Well, tomorrow, but this video is the first day of planting. I am nervous as heck. I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm sure guys that have been farming for 30 years are probably nervous the first day of planting. And we're gonna get this tractor outside, and I'm gonna shut the doors because the wind's about blowing my shed doors off. So we're gonna get this outside quick, get the doors shut. We're gonna get rolling on planting. So we're gonna get going. I'm gonna get the mulch finisher, the new to me mulch finisher. I have it ran. We're gonna get this hooked up. I spread some Pell Lime across this farm, across some parts of this farm. We're gonna get that worked in. We're gonna get the anhydrous lines leveled off because there's a lot of solid chunks. We haven't got a rain on it, which kind of sucks. It would have been nice to get a rain to mellow this out, but the anhydrous bar that I ran was I think a mold knife one or something. And so it kind of left the ground pretty rough compared to some other bars. So we're gonna get this thing hooked up, ready to go. I'm really excited to use this thing. Hopefully it creates a good seed bed. We don't have clogging issues like the field cultivator over there. Also, if anybody needs a field cultivator 960, I got one for sale coming soon. So first thing, I didn't grease underneath the tractor this year. I should have before I put it on anhydrous. That was, gotta be better on maintenance. But we're gonna grease before we really get things going. Grease under the tractor. I think this is standard grease. I don't think it's anything special. Should be standard. And in case you guys are wondering the date, today's April 12th. I'm gonna try planting April 13th, which would be the earliest I've ever planted corn. I've only planted twice in my life, so I don't have much experience. With only having one tractor, we seem to actually put a lot of hours on this thing because it pretty much does everything. So I think the last 2 years put about 250 hours, which for some of you guys that's not that much, but for the amount of acres I farm, it's kind of a lot of hours, honestly. There's just a lot of miscellaneous tasks I feel like I'm always doing with this thing. Greasing is done. There is one thing I want to check here. So we got a new 4640 monitor. We use it for anhydrous. That would have been last video, but I use Climate Field View also. So I want to get John Deere Ops Center set up. I don't have it set up. I'm going to use both Climate Field View and John Deere Ops Center. Field View has some really good in-season mapping where you can see like where the bad parts of your field is. It's a pretty good advantage, like to be able to see that, because when you go to that yield monitor in the fall, those bad spots that I was showing in the summer with low plant growth, or I forgot what they call it, those are the bad spots in the field you'll see on the yield monitor. So you can literally over the summer track really well how your field's doing. I'm 99% sure this adapter that I used on the 2630 last year is gonna work on this 4640. So this adapter kit should work. The holes should line up. Yeah, they'll line up. Okay, we should be good. It's gonna work on this 4640. So Spencer's currently working on his farm. Him and Buck are cleaning that farm up while I'm gonna just spend the time planting. He sent me this picture. He doesn't have weights for his disc, so they cut up a log and strapped it to the disc to get more weight on there. I love it. We're gonna need this hammer strap. Is it called a hammer strap hitch? We're gonna need this hammer strap hitch for the mulch finisher. This planting season is literally gonna be crazy because, you know, we're planting. Spencer just bought a farm. We're gonna drive that 80 miles north. Yeah, we don't cover that many acres, but right now I've got Squad Built, the software company. We are so close to getting the product finalized, and I can't give you guys a release date or anything like that of when the game's gonna be released because it's weird that we have to submit it to Apple Store. So it's kind of out, Apple Store and Google Play Store. So it's kind of out of our control when we can announce a release date. But it is so close right now. That game's taken 3 years to make, and the whole team's going hard on it right now. And Jeremy, you guys have seen him on the channel, he's taken over as project manager. So when I'm planting right now, he's running all the day-to-day operations, and he does like a fantastic job, way better than I ever did. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we're creating a game called American Farming. We're licensed with Case, you know, a bunch of different American brands, and the deal is focus on American agriculture. So we've kind of got to represent, we've got to do this thing right. And so it's really important that we get this thing right, and our team is really solid now. And so I think we're gonna come out of the hole pretty darn good on release. I will let you guys know when we announce a release date though. I know tons of people have been asking. Man, I gotta have a washer there, don't I? Well, I guess that'll work. For some reason, I thought I had a washer there. I think I think it's a 30 mil or 32 mil. For some reason, I think it's not the biggest one, so I think it's a 30 if I remember. The goal with this mulch finisher is just to not go too deep. We don't need to level ground too much. We just need to level this anhydrous and all these clumps and get a nice seed bed. Would have been nice if we would have got a rain. We didn't. And the nutrients spread some Pel lime for me, because some of the farm was great in pH and some of it was low. And so we couldn't get lime on last fall in time, and I want it to affect this crop. And so Pel lime's a kind of a real small pellet. I'll show you guys it out in the field, but it should kick in and start raising that pH a little faster than ag lime. Oh, please tell me we got the height right. Come on. Should be by raising lower, I think. Okay, you guys might have missed that part setting it up. The GoPro completely crapped out, but those hydraulics, so there's different types of hydraulic fittings. There's Pioneer, there's I think John Deere, and then there's short and long stub. The short stub are a lot tougher to get in the hydraulic outlet, so I think I got them all in. One of them may pop out. We'll see. Hopefully I did them the right way though. So that's the closing or the mulch finisher going down. That's why this thing's so expensive actually. No way! Oh no! One of these hydraulic lines is leaking. There's something. Where's it spraying out of? It must be spraying out of here. Now why would that spray out of there? So when I ran it, hydraulic fluid was all spilling out. I thought I blew a line, but there must be like... Is that supposed to have an end cap to it though, is what I'm wondering. Huh. Well, right now I'm just not gonna mess with it. I gotta figure that out, but I mean, if we could probably run it without it. It'd be super nice to have a second person to run and grab me parts. I think we just need a cap for that thing is what it's looking like. Do we not have enough hydraulic flow to get through there? There might be a lock somewhere on these. There shouldn't be a lock. It's acting like we don't have enough hydraulic pressure. It's not hitting a stop or anything. Huh. Okay, I finally got it. Those lines are a little too short and I didn't get the hydraulic hose in all the way. So, should work now. Okay, we're gonna give her a shot, see what she does here. We'll see what we're doing for depth, kind of. I don't want to be too deep at all. Feels like we're pretty deep. There's some good moisture down there too. Feels like we're probably 2-3 inches deep. I'd say we're probably a good 3 inches deep there. So I'm going around checking to see kind of how deep we are. I just want to see if the machine's level, if the front shanks are going deeper than the back shanks, how we're doing on the discs. These don't look like they're going deep enough. I mean, they don't have to go crazy deep, but we could go a little deeper there. These shanks are pretty good. They're about 3 inches deep. I don't want to go any shallower than that. We actually want to level it, so it's not too bad. Okay, so we seem to be going good. I think I got this thing set. Residue seems to flow through really well. This was a high corn stalk area too. There's a lot of corn stalks because I no-tilled beans in here. And so this thing does a pretty nice job. I'm not going deep at all. Like I'm going 3 inches max deep. I'm just trying to kind of level out this stuff a little bit and mix in the pell line. We're not trying to do, if it was chiseled ground, we'd have to definitely go deeper. So, seems to be doing a real nice job. It creates what looks like an awesome seed bed. Now, looks are always deceiving when it comes to anything tillage, because you can make the top look real nice and completely destroy the bottom and compact it. Okay, so the shed farm, I got like 20 acres done and then did the boundaries around everything. We're gonna fold up quick and run down the road real quick and go to the 18 acres I rent. And we're gonna knock that out because I'm probably gonna be finishing this in the dark. I know this farm a little better and I don't wanna annoy any houses around on that farm. There's not many houses around here, so if I'm running late, I'd rather run here than there. If that makes sense, out of courtesy for people. So this is the farm. It's a little clumpy. It was disced twice. I disced it twice, so we might have to run a little deeper to kind of get a good level on it. There's a little bit of grass here that we're gonna try and take out with a couple of passes to square everything off nice. There's just some spots I'm looking at that are like, some spots are super cloddy, some spots are perfect on this farm. Like, in some spots, this is working up fantastic, and others, decent. Gonna fold her up and head back. Okay, that tractor needs fuel. I'm gonna run into town quick and grab, well, dinner. I always forget to bring lunch, and so I skipped lunch at 6:30, and then at 8 o'clock I gotta hop on a meeting on my phone quick for Squad Built, and then we can keep going tonight. So it'll be a long night.
Okay, so while I'm planting, Spencer and Buck, they're up north working on Spencer's new farm he bought. So they got about, I'm gonna say 30 acres of CRP and a bunch of trees they're clearing. So I'll let him take over from here, and then we'll go back to planting.
Well, we finally got the big one ready to go. Spencer's getting this sucker ready. Hello. Oh, baby. Come on, baby, just give. There she goes. Timber. That was very anticlimactic. Can he get out? Yes, he can. It was a very anticlimactic fall, but it's down.
A big root ball right there.
Yes, yes, it is.
Actually, 20-30 minutes clawing out around. I thought it was going to be a lot more of a fight, but
Well, it looks like you did the job.
nice spring soil I think helps.
Oh yeah, look at that nice dirt.
Take my picture.
Take your picture.
It's really cold in here.
Now don't get avalanched in.
We'll stop it.
The good
Feel the
soil?
Feel how
I
cold
kind
it
of got
is.
2 cameras in my hand.
It's like really cool. All right, so we're just wrapping up, getting all the brush piled up. We did 3 separate piles. Super windy out, so we can't burn it. It's been dry, windy for the past 3 days. It's actually really lucky we burned when we did the grass, because it would have been a lot more to handle and stuff if we did it like today or the next day. 80 degrees, 30, 40 mile an hour winds, but it's actually really nice because we aren't compacting the ground with the machines So hopefully that's not an issue with the corn.
But this is kind of the finished product. The grass, the slow backburn worked out really good. Buck is finishing with the skid steer, pinching all the little trees. I'm gonna jump in for the first time with the 4020. We got some extra weight on that. You'll see that in a second. That was our little redneck ingenuity. But I'm gonna see if like the disc is gonna rip up this little stuff. I want
those roots gone, or I want the little trees uprooted somehow. So I think the disc will do it. We have the extra weight. It's going a heck of a lot deeper. We did a little test strip there, but the disc isn't great. I wish it was heavier, but we made it heavier, and hopefully it doesn't break or anything. So we'll do some passes here with the 4020, and we're just focusing on this 30 acres right now. The like 10 or 12 we haven't touched yet. So 2 days into actual clearing after the burn. I think it's going pretty good, and we're taking our time getting it really clean. And because we're going into corn, you guys might think I'm not the smartest for doing that, but the main reason I'm going into corn is because there's 50 tillable acres here, and about half of it was in soybeans last year. So hammer down. Go. Go. Idle. I think it's doing a pretty good job. It's drying out really fast too. But honestly, the first couple passes, if it's leaving clumps like that, I'm fine with it.
So today, April 13th, should be the first day of planting if everything goes correctly. Spencer's birthday is tomorrow, April 14th. We'll be planting on his birthday also. And then we're supposed to get a little bit of rain, hopefully not too much, on the 15th and 16th, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Should be a pair of pliers in there. Buck,
What?
how's the past 2 days been?
Great. The last night's sleep was horrible. I want to go to bed.
2 hours, 3 hours of sleep?
Maybe 2.5 of good. Figured out though. This is the worst of my problems. I think we'll be all right.
How was you guys getting stuff done at Spencer's?
Yeah, we got. I'd say, what'd you say, about half of that? A little under half of that disc up already.
Yeah, so like we probably got 8 or 10 acres done. Like walk away, every stick's picked up, every rock kind of done. So we're the 40-20, 2 passes with the disc. fifth gear than flying six. We'll see how it is. Let it dry out, let it rain.
It'd be nice to have this thing just 80 miles north after we're done, but we're not gonna haul that thing that far.
Military truck.
Good.
Going for the military!
Because those winds go fast.
So we're running to grab seed. This farm's gonna be all Whiffles. It's gonna be 79, 70, 78, 76 hybrid, and maybe a 79, 56. I forgot what the other hybrid is, but I'll check my sheet quick. But so far Whiffles has been performing great, even on very hilly ground and stuff. Like, I really liked it.
And he's getting a workout in. 78, 66, 79, 45. It's a new Whiffles hybrid. So 78, 76 has been around for a little bit. Both these hybrids are 114-day hybrids. There we go.
We're gonna do 1 bag per box for now. Usually you can fit 2, maybe 3 bags in the box, but in case we have issues, in case somebody, this guy, forgot to put in seat plates, I double checked, we're good. Something like that, and you gotta take the box off. You don't want these things full. So, that's the plan. Okay, we are gonna fire up the vacuum. Hopefully everything goes good here. See if we get pressure. Pressure is building. This vacuum setting, this is probably the most important thing where it'd be nice to have precision planning, because adjusting the vacuum as you're going, seeing your multiple skips, that'd be really nice. I was so close to buying like a Gen 2 display or Gen 1 display just to have for this year, even though I'm gonna try and trade players next year, but I didn't end up getting one bought. I think we're gonna be good there. And most importantly, we are away from the road, because I'm gonna screw this up. And the mistakes need to be done in the back of the farm where we are. Here we go. Now last year we had a road fail. This year we haven't had a row fail yet, so that's good.
One right there. About 2 inches. We could probably go deeper. I'm thinking we could go deeper. How's it looking?
I don't know, I just got here.
Shallow, okay.
Day by day, my pants keep getting more and more ripped. And not in a good area.
So we put these screw adjust road cleaners on, which are super nice, because the pin ones, you'd spend 30 minutes sitting underneath here with one guy trying to get your road cleaners perfect. These, we did one on one setting, one on the other setting. We found the right setting. The buck's going in and adjusting them.
It works super nice. All it does is stick the long socket.
I can't see that. You won't tell me the number?
Yep. Good.
So our depth was pretty darn shallow. So we're at 4.5. We could probably go a little deeper, but there's no need right now. So we're gonna see what that comes out to. 4.5, see what happens.
And then on these closing wheels, these are so aggressive that I only run it in the first notch. Usually with rubber wheels, I'd run it right there, but since these do such a good job closing, we really don't need much down pressure. Every one of them has seed underneath it when I lift it up, so it means something's going right.
Okay, so Spence is taking off. He's doing some planting. I'm gonna do some digging. Okay, so we're shooting for 2 1/4. Based on the planter settings, like we're shooting a little under 2 1/4 and a little above 2 1/4, kind of on the planter settings. So me and Spencer are at a debate right now of kind of shooting for it. We're kind of playing with a couple different settings, trying to get this right. So here's a seed. Let me show you guys a little better. Okay. Well, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. Okay, you can see that green seed. So it all depends on where you put your marker too. That looks good. That's right at 2 1/4. It's kind of right at 2 1/4. I like that setting. The other setting we have on the 6 rows is a little deeper than that, and I really like that where we're at 2 1/4. So I'm gonna keep digging, see if we can find anything else. The row cleaners are a little aggressive still, but it's kind of for a safety measure. Okay, so we are on day 3 of planting, day 2 of planting technically. We got going. I don't think I filmed during the night at all, but we got going. I got 50 acres planted. So if you guys look here, here's what we got planted, and then here is what we have left to plant over here. So got about 50 acres done, have about 30 more to go. So we're gonna top off seed a little bit to get me 30 more acres. We probably don't need too many more bags.
No, it's 45 on the left and there's 45 on the left, 19 on the right, correct?
Yep, yep. So we got vacuum pressure, we got seed, should be good to go. We're gonna overlap a little bit on our guidance, but that's what I want because we had, this was done with the marker arms. Along these terraces, this was all done with markers, not GPS. Okay, we've got the Sketchy Creek crossing. Gets a little tight. I'm sure that those of you that have farmed in some weird areas have been probably in sketchier situations. This one gets pretty tight. It's not too bad though. We're looking good, looking good. There we go.
Show the rip in my pants.
Buck's got a big rip in his pants, so he doesn't have another pair, and I don't have another pair. So I gave him shorts if he wanted shorts. I can't believe he went to Casey's this morning. I'm sure there's been worse stuff showing up at Casey's. Let's see the rip.
Really?
Oh, that's not that bad.
All the way around in the back?
I've had a lot worse.
Sides. Well, when you have fat legs, they tend to rip through the middle of your pants, and your thighs basically make a fire.
Buck, you want to plant this?
Do I want to practice? You know what?
You want to plant this one?
I mean, I can.
Okay. Okay, so we got Buck planting. Reynolds Buck.
This is a little bit more complicated than pressing V than B.
He's used to farm sim. Same with me.
Part of the family's farm, so farming's in my blood somewhere on the bloodline.
There you go.
I just thought I might make Marty proud by wearing Prairie State while I drive a deer.
Okay, you got this turn.
Yes, sir. Watch me go.
And lift. There you go. Crank her around. You're gonna have to, well, yeah, you're perfect actually, never mind. And drop her, drop her, drop her, drop her. Perfect. There you go. Nice job.
Good. Getting there. Now this will be the real fun one.
She's a tight turn.
Yeah, we'll do it the same way we did the other one. Just take it slow. We'll break the turn slightly before we get to the end, and then by the time I'm already turning back around, that end's just finishing up.
Well, Buck's heading back to Nebraska. So this here was a more compacted spot, end row. So I'm gonna check our depth, see what it's like on the end rows, then I'm gonna check out in the field, make sure everything's fine. We should be good. We got probably too much down pressure on the planter, but it's either 125 pounds of down pressure or 0 pounds. I'd rather be, when it's this dry too, we're not gonna compact the sidewall as much, I don't think. So I'd rather be on the high side of down pressure versus low side. There he is. That one's a little more shallow. That one's still at 2 1/4, so we're definitely deep enough. We should be good. Everything's looking good. We're planting into moisture, even though we're gonna get some rain tonight, but still want to be planting into some moisture. So we are still going. Everything's working good. Those row cleaners are doing a lot better job now. Some people may say I'm plowing trenches, like planting potatoes. Through here, through with this much residue that's here, like I have to have it. Otherwise those closing wheels are just packing in like corn stalks and big clay chunks, and I don't like it at all. So the way we have the row cleaners now set up, a little more pressure on them is perfect. Everything seems to be working pretty darn good though. No issues with planter. We are running out of seed and I'm playing the toss a bag in 12 rows little game, but that's exactly what we want because I got to switch hybrids next field. So the left 6 rows can have seed in it, the right 6 rows I don't want seed in it because Pioneer's going in the right 6 rows. Okay, we are done with this field. Decision time, decision time, decision time. I made one decision so far, putting on the shorts. So we've got 18 acres of the rented ground. Do we plant that? It's going to corn. I need to, there's a couple spots that are just way too soddy and clumpy still after one pass that there's no way I can plant through it. I need to go to a second pass. So that means hooking up the field finisher, going and hitting a couple spots, coming back, hooking back up to the planter, and keep in mind, it's a little risky. Not many people are planting right now, especially planting corn. I'd like to get beans planted, but I don't have any bean seed. It's John, my Pioneer dealer. He's got to bring me tender, and I'd only get 30 acres planted because that's the only beans I want to get, early beans I want to get planted. So could go plant corn, plant beans, or we could start some corn on corn tillage too and try and dig into some of that ground. Some of it's high residue areas. It wouldn't be bad to hit a couple spots twice on that farm. We're gonna go check out the rented farm just to see what it's looking like before I make a decision there. Yeah, so here's a good example right now. This is a rain should really mellow out these clumps and stuff. Keep in mind, this was CRP. This was the beans. I had beans on this, and it's still pretty darn clumpy. If we can get a rain, rain would be awesome. And then we come with the finisher, level it out, and then plant it. Otherwise, I mean, I'm gonna have to run those row cleaners like crazy deep if I were to try and plant this after running a finisher on it. The hills are really clumpy, and then when you get to the low ground, it's really mellow, and that's weird, and I gotta figure out, I don't think it's soil type, but it could be soil type. But hills, and then when you get to the low part, it's just really mellow and like a beautiful seed bed. So it's interesting. It could have been the disc that I used or something, that on the high ground it worked it weird, and on the low ground it worked it differently. So I got the soil finisher hooked back up. We're headed down to the bottom farm to level off any of the bean ground. There's 8 acres of bottom bean ground that I ripped last year because we pattern tiled it. And then also there's a couple compaction spots that I ripped too, but otherwise everything else with beans is gonna be no-till. It's kind of nice because some of it got burnt by the fire, so it's gonna plant really nice. She's working. It's a little tough on the mulch finisher. What I do is stick the wing out there to hit the tile lines, and we kind of want to keep some of these tile lines at least mounted up just a little bit, because even throughout the summer it's gonna keep moving dirt down and stuff since we tiled. So not leveling them off completely would be the perfect scenario. But I'm gonna plant across that way because that's the way you normally plant. So it might be a little rough. We'll see. We may plant just with the tile lines for this year. Okay guys, thanks for watching the first 3 days of planting season. I thought I was gonna get more done. We didn't get that much more done, but we got the planter dialed in, feel confident. Everything's gonna go good this season. So I need to get home and shower. I haven't showered in 3 days. That's probably something I shouldn't tell the camera that. The shower's broken in the camper. I need to get home and shower. I'm gonna do that. So thanks for watching guys. We'll see you in the next one.